Yeah, because it's small.
No one's really
Don't
facilitating, so
get
Sorry?
I was just going to say someone's going to start.
on time.
Once
Yeah,
it's opening.
so yeah, stakeholder engagement. That's what we're talking about.
No,
Task 4.
task 4 we're talking.
Is it?
The issue.
Stakeholder issues.
People updates.
Yes.
What have you
That's it.
identified and how are you going to manage it?
That's a good question. So,
Residents.
So do you want me to...
so in terms of, yeah, you can
Well, I was
start.
just going to say, because we could use real life examples, right? So I've taken an example from work. So the issue is regarding accessibility to the project team with our stakeholders. Basically, it's a staffing team, and the stakeholders that we're talking about are the temporary workforce. We have over 1,000, and the staffing team is at best like 5 people. So there's obviously an issue with the influx of calls, emails, and everything from them. And with the accessibility issues, we get unwillingness of people wanting to work, or withdrawals, or delays in the onboarding process, stuff like that. So my action that I take to, I guess, mitigate these issues are to plan regular touching base emails or posts on the employment website, like FAQs and project updates, adjusting the staffing team's working hours so we can get after hours contact with the temporary workforce, and team briefings every morning so we know where the project is, what kind of communications we're going to have to give to our temporary workforce, so everyone's on the same page. Any feedback on my interpersonal plan
Well,
that I have in place?
That sounds amazing. Is it
Yeah.
working? Does it work?
So far,
Yeah.
well, early days, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, that's a pretty good response.
Thank you.
How are you monitoring it to see if it is working?
We can always take
The amount of complaints we get every day, you know, if it goes down, it's
that's
working.
just, just give you an idea.
That's pretty much it.
Nice.
I actually wrote down my.
Yeah, we probably can talk about the row 8 issues, or was a disalignment between different stakeholders. So I had a quick read, and yeah, I think there was a bit of political between Greens, Labour, and Liberal at that time, and so two issues were like budget issues, so where Greens and Labour wanted to spend the money differently.
Oh, yes,
And
stakeholder engagement.
and also environmental with a species of cockatoo that was endangered in that area, and yeah, my understanding is there was big issue in stakeholder analysis, which caused
Develop a community.
the project to stop when
Sorry.
the government changed.
Labor government came.
Yeah.
Did you shelve it forever? So
Yeah.
it's not in discussion
Oh,
anymore at all,
I
isn't
don't
it?
know if they.
I think they just changed it, right?
Was
They
it
changed the
still
project.
discussion? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think it's finished, but just they did a deviation.
Replanted all the trees.
Yeah.
It's right down, not far from my house. People like
Yeah.
drive past it nearly every day.
So what their plan to manage it was just to bin it.
I don't know. I think it was Barnett. He just wanted to push it through, and he wasn't listening to the voters.
They probably didn't think it's going to be so big, the resistance. So like they saw a couple of them complaining we can go, but it just came pretty big.
Yeah.
So like, I think that was one that it just they didn't expect it to be so big.
Yeah, because it had actually been planned for decades.
Yep.
Like there was actually infrastructure in place for it that had already been built like 10 years ago.
I guess there must have been a big conflict in
Door
between
knock.
the rail and the
Close
road
residents
freight
were
companies
close.
as well.
Over the
Yeah,
street,
they get a lot of
like that.
residential, it's
Yeah.
huge, residential, environmental.
Then once as well.
Okay, cool. I can go next. So I chose from my previous personal experience when working in a project environment was conducting meetings with different cultures. Like I mentioned before, like small
Yeah,
talk
there we go.
is something that is actually like very different in different cultures. So when you start a meeting, like we as Europeans, like we go in straight, like we are just no beating around the bush, trying down to this. You can make friendships later if you want, like, but work is the main thing. But over here, for example, in Australia, I got into big trouble because I was considered very rude if I just like right away addressed like come on. So it didn't go down very well. So I definitely saw from my experience how you like when you start doing some meetings, some cultures needs this kind of this interpersonal like between each other, like creates a relationship first. And some cultures want to do it, they're just here for the work and stuff. So I think it just, yeah, like if you have the cultures who wanna have more like a friendship before the work, you need to put extra time into it and consider that, yeah, like they wanna do the chit chat talk and then start discussing the budgets and stuff. So that was like one of my issues I experienced.
I start from my okay. Okay, in our company we decided to electrification of aircraft, all the airport equipments. So they decided to nationwide. Then they trying to talk to the Perth Airport. Perth Airport hasn't been developed yet to the infrastructure, electrification, charging, or the other things. So that's causing the time delay, and then they can't find the supplier to supplying across Australia. So that's the biggest challenge.
Yeah, that's it.
And then this stakeholder, the Perth Qantas is keep communicating with the Perth Airport to develop these charging stations and infrastructures, infrastructure to changing
You
into
could be lucky too.
electrification.
90% of the was the dog owners.
So the
And
main
you know,
audience is
and
trying to
yeah, and it could be another way
what
around
other
too.
people does, and then how they accept it, and then how it is going, and then try to negotiate in Perth Airport. The main thing is there's a time delay and then cost associated.
Yes,
Suppose
there would be
like,
money
yeah,
involved.
And the
Yeah,
third
but-
thing
Survey
is
before you start.
training the people.
Contact them to find out, you know, and we go, oh, hang on, we've only got a few dog owners around
Yeah,
here.
wow.
And Qantas is decided,
Yeah.
and then aiming, Perth is the second biggest airport by 2030 after Sydney.
Really?
That's like 5 years
So
ago.
that, within that's the 2030, they want to put more international flights from Perth to Europe and connect the eastern coast people from Perth to the, so instead of doing connectivity goes to Singapore and Dubai, they want to using like Perth as a connection.
Oh, there would be different
So that's
stakeholders.
Yeah,
Not
this is
everybody
the
will like it.
impact, and
I was
we're
gonna be
spending
careful,
money,
yeah.
135 million
Yeah.
project in here, so across Australia. That's the biggest.
How do you fix those?
So they're trying to keep talking to Perth Airport and then explain to them advantages. Since everything is electrification is moving, so control the climate changes, all those things, and then explain to them and then keep sending the email. And Perth Airport also have a plan to $5 million project, but they're still identifying the contractor process is going on. So the Qantas is going a bit faster, Perth Airport is a bit going slow. So keep sending the email and meetings, convening the meeting every month, and the both sides advantages, they explain to them, and still the process going on.
So one wants to bring a push and the other one is lagging.
No, it takes time. They decided this Perth Airport is last before COVID. They said they can be
Yeah,
complete.
technically they are, I mean,
International.
they're giving
But
the,
unfortunately, the COVID came in.
money to the
They
project
can't be the
sponsor, aren't they?
sponsor. Now they got the sponsor for American $5 million project. So slowly starts.
I don't know how it works, but I mean, at the end of the day,
Way behind it.
yeah,
But true, Qantas is moving a bit
I mean,
forward.
at the end of the day,
They're
yeah,
going to
the local government will
They want
hand the money
2017
down.
starts before the A350 aircraft flight. They wanted to complete before the A350 coming, so they can start straight to Saudi anywhere in the world.
Yeah, but I mean, Perth
Yeah,
Airport
that's what
own
I'm
infrastructure, don't
It's legal,
Yes,
it's fine.
they have to,
The local government, because you got your bylaws and everything.
so that's the thing. So they are Qantas only leasing.
they?
But they,
Yeah.
Have they consulted the residents?
the plan already been made up and then sent it to local consultation. That's been approved, but still finding this contractor to carry out the task. But they have a 3 or 4 project. The first one is the car park, multi-story car park, and second one is a hotel, and third one is.
Geez, you want to do everything in this next 5
Yeah,
years.
I don't think so they can complete, but Qantas estimated by 2030. That's the biggest conflict between Qantas and. So they lost a lot of revenues, and plus it's operational side of things.
And what's the other airline company's view on this?
No, only the Qantas is focusing at the moment.
Yeah.
Because there's a terminal, one terminal, they want Qantas wanted two terminal. One is international, one is a domestic. So the passenger get off from the international, they don't need to take the passport and everything, they just move into domestic.
Yeah.
So connectivity.
Qantas probably has such a big power that they can say whatever they want.
Oh, they have.
Yeah,
Yeah, they have already.
yeah.
So that's the biggest issue, and then trying to resolve that.
Everybody wants them as well. So.
Perth Airport. Perth Airport also understand the issues, and they are trying to.
Stakeholder engagement and planning.
This is a big project.
That's going to impact everybody.
How do you fix that?
That's a big project.
Is that your project?
Really tough project that-
That's why you need your diploma. That. Shane, you there?
Yeah, I'll do mine. Mine was just back to this one actually, just through like communication issues or accessibility issues and consultation methods. So not everyone, look at Rockingham, it's probably quite an aged population down there. So lack of mobility, unable to get to the meetings, probably don't have access to technology. So it's just around that, being able to consult properly. So those with disabilities or those who rely on public transport, complex jargon and presentations and printed materials, making it difficult for community members without technical backgrounds to understand. So as a result, probably important feedback's not coming back, and potentially from minority groups as well with language barriers and stuff like that. The risk is that doesn't really meet expectations for the residents. So the way to manage and resolve it is just diverse consultation formats. So offer a mix of in-person, online and hybrid meetings to accommodate different preferences and needs. Have, translators there, I guess, different material in different languages. Sort of offer residents bus vouchers or taxi vouchers to get to meetings, and sort of hold meetings at times when they can potentially get there. Or I guess broaden the range of methods that they can access communication. So then they do have a bit of a buy-in because interest's pretty high. I reckon.
I think you're very spot on with this aging population.
Yeah.
So they would be,
For sure.
and they definitely want to be heard.
Yeah.
So that you don't want to miss this group.
No.
So.
And they, like you said, they want to be heard because they're retired and they don't have a lot to do, but they've got little dogs they want to take down to the park. So yeah, pretty much just that really. Making sure that, from my personal experience running projects, it's quite interesting when you start putting out all the information, lots of communication, it's direct, it's concise, ask for feedback, get nothing. Project team goes ahead, starts doing the work. And we recently had an example where we rolled out a new platform, like an onboarding platform, mobilisation platform for our contractors. Huge, it's like massive, like millions of dollars worth, complete rethink in the way that we bring our contractors on board and the way all the information is managed and processed. It got implemented and everyone just lost their shit. Like everyone's like, what's this? And I don't even know how I've access to this. And so it's pretty hard, but I guess, I don't know how you do it. It's maybe through a survey just to see if the information gets through. I think that's probably one of the hardest things managing projects is people that you don't know what's going to happen until it goes live, or then people just let's crack it. We haven't had enough information. It's like, well, you have, but then you can't gauge the information that you've given them. Did they read it? Did it go through? Was there
Because
feedback
you
on
don't know,
it?
did it just didn't answer or did it didn't get it? Or,
Yeah, because they can just go, we didn't get it. It's like, well, I went out to the whole business. If you're on the email list, but you just didn't read it. So.
Is that how you answer?
done our task for you.
Very done.
All right.
Community feedback and survey.
Sweet. Did that record?